Welcome to Thought for the Day. On my walks, I love to hear birds chirping and see the beautiful countryside. In contrast, what words come to your mind when you think of a desert wilderness? From my memory of the Sinai, it's dry, barren, hot, and severe. And when people go through hard times of loss, crisis, loneliness, conflict, hardship, separation and tears, they speak of going through the wilderness. And yet, the wilderness is a holy place. It was in a desert wilderness that God gave his law, his word, and where he revealed his presence. The wilderness is holy. So the hard times in our lives are holy for those who are his children. In Hebrew, the wilderness is called a midbar. Midbar comes from the root word dabar, and dabar means to speak. So the wilderness is the midbar, which is a place of God's speaking, the place of his voice. It's where God especially talks to us. He brought his people into the wilderness, into the midbar, so he could speak to them. He brought Moses into the midbar to speak to him in a still small voice. So God brings us to the wilderness so we might hear his voice. Therefore, don't fear or despise the wilderness of your life, and don't despise his removing the distractions, rather embrace them. Draw close to him and listen to what he is saying. Seek to hear his voice, and you will hear him. For the wilderness in your life is not just wilderness, it is holy ground, the midbar, the place of his voice. Deuteronomy 8 verse 2 says, "Don't forget how the Lord your God has led you through the desert for the past 40 years. He wanted to find out if you were truly willing to obey him and depend on him." The mission today is, put away the distractions, those things that keep you from hearing, and go into the wilderness, the midbar, and seek the voice of God. While writing this, a thought struck me about our current situation. I will leave you with this thought. Is it possible that God is using the wilderness of lockdown so that he can speak to the world